BBOR Black Box Online Radio, coming to you from West Virginia. BlackBoxNed88 on Instagram for the bonus podcast. And welcome to BBOR, the home of true crime talk radio and your premier destination for unsolved mysteries, criminal psychology, and exploring the dark side of cyberspace. My name is Ned DeHaan, and I am your host, as well as the creator of AstroPsych 400 here on YouTube, and regular contributor to the Zodiac Killer channel. And a great way to support these shows is just by listening to some more content. But you can also go over to Amazon.com and have a look at the book Killer on a White Horse, written by me, Ned DeHaan. It is a novel, murder mystery, inspired by the Zodiac Manson connection, but it is indeed fictional. However, who doesn't love a good mystery? And there is always the TeeSpring page. Feel free to check out some of the merchandise. And remember, being weird is not a crime. Let the show begin. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to this special weekend presentation of Black Box Online Radio. On the weekends, I've started a new multi-part series on the murder of JonBenet Ramsey from 1996. And this series gets its title because I'm discussing the book Presumed Guilty by Stephen Singular. Normally, I do not do episodes on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. However, this one is being recorded on Christmas Eve because I thought it was only fitting since that was the last time that JonBenet Ramsey was seen alive, and I thought it was only fitting and appropriate. I only have a short episode for you guys because, firstly, I was hoping that this episode could be a tribute, a memorial, a way to say rest in peace to JonBenet, and it's being recorded on Christmas Eve, as I said. The last day she was with her family was on Christmas Day, and then discovered dead on December 26th of 1996, even though her family put December 25th on the tombstone. And when they were asked about that, her father, John Ramsey, said that was because she left them on Christmas Day. That was the last day that they had with her. So I've been reading this book, Presumed Guilty by Stephen Singular, and if you didn't hear part one in this multi-part series, I will just share that I had heard some interviews that Stephen Singular had done on the show Porkins Policy Radio, and he talked about his theory with JonBenet Ramsey, saying that there was a sex ring in California. I always do that. It's Colorado. There was a sex ring in Colorado that had abused girls in a similar way in which JonBenet Ramsey had been murdered, that they were tied up in a very similar way, even though by his own admission, they were tied up with belts around their legs and scarves around their mouth. There wasn't a scarf around JonBenet's mouth, there was duct tape on her mouth, and she had rope restraints on her wrists, over her sweater, mind you, and also that these girls were hanging in somewhat of a suspended way, and that was also not present in JonBenet's death. But as I've been reading this book, chapters 3 and 4 really allowed me to finally get to some things that Stephen Singular wanted to talk about involving sex crimes. And at first, I was extremely curious about how he was going to try and connect JonBenet to a sex ring in Colorado. I did it right that time, halfway. But there's a big story in one of these chapters talking about how somebody was a distributor and producer of CP. That is something that is very bad, involving children and imagery. I'm not even going to say the words. The first word is child, and I don't even want to say any more than that. And he tells the story of this guy who's involved with producing and distributing CP, and then he goes to Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas, he lures a 7-year-old girl from her father's side into a bathroom and sexually assaults her and murders her. The person is not named, the girl is not named. Absolutely terrible and horrific story, and rest in peace to that girl as well. But at the same time, my immediate response was, well, why on earth is this story in the book? I mean, how on earth is he going to connect JonBenet Ramsey JonBenet Ramsey to this death of somebody in Nevada. I mean, was JonBenet living in Nevada? No. Was this sex ring that he was talking about operating in Nevada? Not to my knowledge as of yet, but again, just this is part 3, going through chapters 3 and 4. So I really felt that, okay, you're talking about a completely different crime that is not connected to this story. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I understood what he was trying to say, that sometimes people who are involved with the production and distribution of CP also act on violent tendencies, and that story was meant to illustrate a point and to serve as an example that it is not unheard of, nor is it impossible that someone who is producing and distributing these very bad images of children were to actually go on to murder someone. But somebody is already challenging this theory in the book, mind you, in Presumed Guilty by Stephen Singular, saying, well, wait a second, are there any photos of JonBenet online in a pornographic way? And the answer is none that were found so far. And this is back in the 90s, mind you, when Stephen Singular was covering this story as a journalist. So that also creates a lot of doubt in his theory that any type of sex ring was involved, or any type of outside party was involved at all. I don't really mean to use the word outside party, or the term outside party, rather just that's all that comes to mind. All of those things seem to be lacking. Now, these are the early parts of the book, and I'm at a point where I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting to hear the amazing revelation and discovery that he's going to share with us to show how all of this could make sense, or that what evidence does he have to support this theory that any type of sex ring was involved with the death of JonBenet Ramsey. Because in his own book, he's providing other people who are challenging his narrative in a skeptical way, and they're making a lot more sense than he is. But no matter what you think about JonBenet or who killed her, she did not deserve to be murdered. She did not deserve to die this way. And rest in peace to her. And that is where I'm going to have to leave it at for now. Again, a short episode, but I just wanted to say something because we were close to JonBenet's passing. And one more time, rest in peace. That's all for me now. Until next time.